Welcome aboard 370-003. This is a return run back to crew, but you're going as far as Stafford. Our book departure from here is 10 o'clock. This train is formed of 7 coaches as there weren't enough funds to overhaul the full 14 car set. Remember, your maximum speed is 125 miles an hour. So press Shift and N to insert the master key, put the reverser to auxiliaries, reset the AWS, adjust my camera a bit. Maybe I should put the camera further forward. Yeah, like that. Cancel this APT warning. Go outside, check my headlights, which are set. Need to brake, and we should be good to go. Are we going? Cool. So I was passing Rugby. The speed limit is 60 miles an hour, and we have 50 miles to Stafford. So yeah, this train needs literally no introduction. The advanced passenger train created by BR in the 1980s, and then subsequently scrapped because I'll tell the story as we get towards Stafford. So the scenario is called 5 Zulu 32, 10 o'clock, Rugby to crew. Alan Thompson has won the £100 million lottery, and he had decided to overhaul the APT at crew to get it to mainline running standards. Today is the first day of testing on the West Coast Main Line. The first train left crew early today, and you'll be taking the return journey from Rugby to Stafford non-stop. So yeah, Alan Thompson. In an alternate universe, he won the lottery for £100 million, and so he spent it on restoring the APT at crew into mainline running condition. Well, that's a story. I just wanted to drive the APT because it was in sale in the Dovetail store. I think it was 60% off, so 60, and I'm speeding. Oh yeah, the brakes in here. The brakes are amazing. 5. They come on really quickly, they're really strong, and they come off really quickly. So the APT, it was designed to be able to operate at least 140 miles an hour on the West Coast Main Line between London Euston and the West Coast Central. This is the second version of the APT. The first version was the APT-E, the APT Experimental, built in Derby. It used like a gas turbine to test out the tilting and high speed stuff. Then later BR built an electric version, this one, as like a passenger version that ran in the mid-80s. But because of technical issues, because this was one of the very first tilting trains in the UK, it was plagued with technical issues. Mainly the tilting system and the doors. That's yellow. Oh, by the way, CAPT won't be working on this scenario because I assume by now the CAPT beacons have been removed. So yeah, the APT-P, the class 370, only 8 were built, so numbered 370-001 to 370-008. They formed of, I think it's like 12 coaches. There's a Pendo to Glasgow Central. So the APT units went back into modifications and then relaunched later in, I think it was like 1988, I think, 1986, somewhere in the 80s. But because everybody's opinions, the public's opinion of the APT was so poor, BR decided to scrap it altogether because they couldn't really get the APT to what they wanted it to. So all the 8 units were scrapped and only 1 survives. Because 370 003 at crew. There's a 006. Accelerate? There we go. So yeah, we'll be following along the Glasgow train all the way to Stafford. Lots of double yellows. So yeah, the APTs, they had a maximum speed of 155 miles an hour, even though I think in service it only went as fast as 140. And also, they're also the most powerful train in the UK of all time. I think they had like 8,000 horsepower in the power vehicles, or power cars. I think I'll just cruise to like 70. So yeah, next station will be Nuneaton. Well, the APT wasn't an entire waste of money because the technology gained from the APT was later reused in the Class 91, which has now been replaced by the Zoomers. So looking around the cab, on the left we have start and stop for the diesel and the motor start that controls the tilt. Over here we have a door that opens, which is really cool. Over here we have the desk with all the buttons and things. Over here we have a side panel that doesn't operate anything. On the right we have a door that opens. On the back wall we have a hot plate that doesn't work. And we have a side passenger view. Actually, we have multiple views. I think the next signal is at danger. Oh, by the way, the maximum speed we'll be able to travel is 125 and not 155. Even though it would be really cool to see the Trent Valley at 155 miles an hour. That's green. So taking a look outside, the model is pretty decent. Passenger view. The thing about the passenger view is I think it's in the TRBS code, so Trailer Restaurant Buffet Standard. But when I used it, it didn't really show up, so I just left it out of consist. Workman on the left, or work person. If you put the throttle beyond 7, you get like a boost mode. You can only use it for up to 20 seconds before the traction motors overheat. So 370. It held the Britain's fastest train record. I think it was 162 miles an hour. Before that was broken by the 373 on HS1. So head out view. If it were to stop lagging, leave the side. Yeah, it is a really nice model. Yeah, notice how each coach shares a bogie. Well, apart from the power car, that's separate. So the APT, it was the only tilting train in Britain until 20 years later, 25 years later, when Alstom and Virgin launched the Voyagers and Pendolinos. And since the Pendolinos and Voyagers, there haven't been any new tilting trains because there's no real need to. Because on the East Coast Main Line, the East Coast Main Line is pretty straight, that tilting trains aren't really needed. Out of the Great Western, it's pretty straight as well. Well, actually, the Great Western is kind of curvy. And old. Like, very old. So 75 to the left as a warning, but we'll be on the down fast all the way to Stafford. Pendo from Liverpool. So yeah, I like these units. Very unique. So if you want to see a 373 today, the only one that's left is at the Crewe Heritage Centre in Crewe, near the station on the south side. So the Crewe Heritage Centre is between the line towards Chester and the West Coast Main Line towards Preston. So I think they have a T68, some DVTs from Greater Anglia, the APT, a newly donated HST power car from Aylesbury Trains, a few wagons, buses, a signal box, other stuff. There's a lot at the Heritage Centre. So yeah, I think recently, I think it was yesterday, Aylesbury Trains donated a HST power car. I think it was 43018, I think. And for some reason, they brought it in by road instead of rail. I don't know why they're going to put it in by rail, but they brought it in on the back of a truck. Pendle from Manchester, 1 Alpha 16. Neutral sections. Neutral sections, they are functional on the APT in train zone. Oh yeah, I can barely make out the speedometer. I can barely make it out. Neutral section. So the line, like the blue light down here on the right, it went out because we're through a neutral section, and it should be illuminated now. This is Nuneaton. Change for Coventry, Leicester, and Birmingham. New Street. I'm pretty sure there's an Asda on the left, not Morrison's. Or Mollison's. Do a quick flyby. So the model in TS, the TS model, it is really good, considering the limited source. Because the only surviving APT that's left is a Crewe that isn't in perfect condition. So if they wanted to get sounds, they could have opened the doors, they could get the cab sounds because the cab is open when they recorded the made the model, and also the cab sounds as well. The only things you can't get are running sounds and the sounds of motors because the 373 crew is static. I think it's been static for like 40 years. Maybe if I could English, maybe I should make a scenario where you could drag an APT somewhere with a 66. Maybe you can make a scenario on the North East England route by DP Simulation where you drag a APT set to Shildon for display. That'd be a cool scenario, dragging the APT. And have like a shell in the front. Because if you look over here, and if you press this, if you click this, then if you're stood still, the nodes will open. Of course, you can't open it. You can't open it while you're moving. Well, a single double yellow. I'll just stop braking anyway. Yeah, I think the annotation isn't really going to be in the same place in the cab because they keep moving around it. I think I'm going to put the annotation in like the top left. Or maybe hopefully I can keep it in the middle if I keep the camera in the same place. This is Atherstone. Maybe some people might want to. Maybe some people might want me to get rid of the annotations. Like maybe you don't care what the station is as long as it's a station. Maybe it's informative to say which station you're passing through and how to spell it and what the station code is. So what do you want to do? Do you want me to keep the annotations or do you want me to not do it? It would make editing a lot quicker. Accelerate? There we go. I think there was a neutral section. So for TS-370 was created by Dovetail, I think. Research Google. So developer was Dovetail Games and developed and published by Dovetail Games. It was released on December 15th, 2017. So it's coming up on 3 years old. Because it's considering it's like Dovetail standard, it is really detailed in the cab. Because it's not just put in forward and go, you have more steps to it, like insert the master key, put the reverse into auxiliaries, forward, reverse. You can do a cold start. There's CAPT. See, I don't really did pull out all the stops on this. All the stops on this. Stops, what are the phrases? So if you want to buy it for yourself, it is currently available on Steam for the price of £15. On the Dovetail store, it is currently £6. So £6 on Dovetail Store and 15 on Steam. So on the Dovetail Store, you buy a Steam code for it. You buy it, go to checkout, and then click on activation instructions. Then you get given a Steam key, and then put that Steam key into Steam. So click on Games, Add Game, put in the Steam key, and then it'll download. It's a very simple process. This is Paulsworth with the one platform. Pendle from Manchester, 1 Alpha 17. Travelling about 122 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't get why the camera does that. You go back to the car, but then it slowly nudges forward. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Next station will be, I think it's Tamworth. So we're due to Stafford at 10:38. And counting down. See you at 20 minutes. Train from Glasgow, 1 Mike 07. Coming up on a Tamworth, change for the cross-country route. P50 stock and train. Also, the thing about this train is that the WOS Sunflower appears a second after the alerter goes off. I'm sure there's a right way of saying that. I'm really confused about why Dovetail can't do it for other products. It's like, you just press that second after it comes on, it's not hard. Next station will be Lichfield Trent Valley. Change for the cross-city line towards Redditch and Bromsgrove. So 22 miles left. I'm recording this at like 20 past 8, literally just before Head of Gamers live stream. I also found out that on the side of Avanti's Pendolinos, in the like destination thing on the doors, it still says VT on the front, like VT1 Alpha 17. So yeah, it's not inaccuracy on Dovetail's part, it's actual real life. But also, I think it was 397001, it came into platform 14, sat there for a bit, it couldn't open the doors, so after about 10-15 minutes, driver got out the front end, went to the other end, and then went empty to, I assume, the long side? And then passengers were told to change at Preston for Glasgow to get in the Windermere train, which is from the 195. Because it was going from Manchester Airport to Windermere via think it was Bolton. Also, Northern has been added to real-time trains' Know Your Train. So if you look up a certain specific range of Northern trains, you will be able to see which train it is. So if I looked up a train from, I don't know, Leeds to Manchester via Tobberden, you can see which train it is. So you can see which train it is. So it's either like a 158, a 195, mostly. They've also got unique graphics. I think the only ones excluded are 331s. So if you looked up a train from like Blackpool to Hills of Grove, it would show up as class 319 with no graphic. I also think 323s are also excluded. But if you looked up a train from like Preston to Manchester Victoria via Bolton, it would actually come up with a graphic of a 319, which I think is really cool. But if you looked up a train from like Manchester Victoria to Kirby, it will come up with a graphic of a Pacer and a 150. Yellow. That was Lichfield. Next stop is WCML Trent Valley. The next station. Next physical station. So it changed there for Birmingham New Street via Walsall. So I just cruise at like 70 miles an hour. Also, the channel has recently reached 468 subscribers, which is insane. I wanted to do like a 465 video, but because I don't really upload on a weekend, you kind of have to wait till Monday or the next available day. So I went from 463, 464, 465, 466, 467, 468 in like less than a week. So yeah, the time window to do like a 465 and 466 video has kind of gone. What's the next one? I think it's like in the 500s. I don't have the top of the 5. No, 483. 483 is next one. On the Isle of Wight. But the Isle of Wight in Tracing Classic, not Tracing World 2, because I don't have Tracing World 2 and I probably never will. I wonder if anyone has tried driving the 483 on the Bakerloo line. Someone probably has. I mean, the 483 is retired tube stock, so it wouldn't look out of place. Apart from the Network Southeast logo. Or the livery. On the left is Rugeley Power Station, which has since closed down. you can really see the train tilt. I think it tilted up to, I think it was 9 degrees. Taking some screenshots. So yeah, double yellows all the way to Stafford. Yeah, I picked the Trent Valley because it's especially curvy between Lichfield and Stafford, which is where you can see the APT really tilt. I guess the West Coast Main Line over Sharp and West Coast Main Line North, so between Preston and Glasgow, was also really bendy because the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley is short, which would make for a better video. Yeah, I really should do a video where you drive the APT at 155 miles an hour on the Trent Valley. That'd be cool to see. I wonder if it'll derail. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Next point of interest will be Colwich, where the line to the left goes towards Stafford and the line to the right goes to Stoke-on-Trent. So the next signal will be a danger, which we have to stop at, so that's bad. Looking ahead, it changed to yellow. There's a train from Manchester, 1 Alpha 19. A cool highways playing train sim. So yeah, London to Manchester. London to Manchester is Avanti's most frequent train. So instead of Avanti's other trains having like 1 train per hour, Manchester to London is 3 trains an hour. So leaving Manchester at 15, 35 and 55 minutes past the hour. I think the one at 55 goes by Crewe. And then the other 2 go by Stoke. I think it's because you have to fit like a stopping train between Manchester and Stoke, between the 2 expresses. So soon should be the first and only tunnel in the Trent Valley at Shrewsbury. So the Shrewsbury Tunnel. So Shrewsbury Tunnel should be coming up right around the corner. And after Shrewsbury Tunnel the track should go to quad track. So have slow and fast. So we now have a double yellow, which means we can accelerate towards Stafford. So I think we're falling behind a train to Liverpool that stops at Stafford, and then a train to Glasgow. I think it stops at London, Euston, Crewe, Warrington Banky, Wigan North Western, Preston, Lancaster, Oklahoma Lake District, Penrith, Carlisle, and then Glasgow. So the line now goes quad track with the. So from left to right you have the down slow, up slow, down fast, and up fast. So we have 3 miles left to Stafford. So at Stafford we'll be joining the Birmingham Loop from Birmingham. So the Birmingham Loop, it comes off at Rugby, goes through Coventry, Birmingham International, Birmingham Military, Wolverhampton, Stafford, before trains continue north towards Crewe. So its speed is going down to 90. Speed limit is now 90 miles an hour. So at Stafford we are due into platform 6, so we'll cross over onto the down slow and then cross over onto platform 6. So go left, left, then left, then left some more. Go to yellow, which means we are cleared into platform 6. Line from the left joins from Wolverhampton. So coming into Stafford, speed limit goes down to 25 from 20. And the next signal will be a danger. So this is Stafford, where the video ends. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this quick drive in the APT. Yeah, there is a significant lack in APT scenarios. So follow me on Twitter for future video updates, join my Discord for train chat and screenshots and things. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the